Hey guys, I'm Tyler. I'm that crazy Asian, and today I just came back from PAX, and it was unexpected yet again. And God. Okay, right now I've calmed down a bit actually too. So, before this clip, I actually been trying to record my message 2 times already. So this is my third attempt, but let's skip that part. The main focus is PAX. PAX, I didn't expect myself to experience PAX, however, I did, and I got the chance to, and I decided to try to spend the day just getting to see Mark. Markiplier had his panel today with friends at 3:30, and it was great. I walk into the panel, and I'm to the building rather for the panel, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm first in line, great, because I showed up at 2:30. Next thing I know, I walked down the hall, and oh my god, hundreds of people was in line before me. So apparently the actual lineup started at 1:30, not 3:30, to my surprise. So that's where I get a little salty, and by 3 o'clock we all just like moved nosy down all the way down to the theater where the panel was being held. So it was fantastic. It was great, and it was fun. I would like to say my experience with the panel was amazing. It was like I was there physically at a collaboration that they would make. So it started out with Bob coming in first, and then Wade, and then Markiplier, and then all of a sudden he goes ahead to announce that Jacksepticeye was their guest star. So this was a panel including 4 people, and to be more or less happy about it, I was like, ah! In my head, of course, but I didn't say it in my head, in my mouth. Hi. So the panel went well, jokes were made, and again, another marriage proposal was given, and there was another yes. And it was kind of funny, he actually covered a little bit about how important the question was, it can impact a person's life. So that's a great recognition. And then what hit me the most was that he is having a live stream charity, I think this Friday. I don't remember, but it was this Friday, and it's going to be for a depression cause, which hits me pretty hard too, because as you guys know, one of my first videos was about me against my domestically violent situation, and some of my throwbacks following covered that the therapy that I'm trying to go through with the depression that was developed. So it hit me really hard. So at 4:30, as the panel finished, I go ahead and I just book it. I book it to the Houston Hotel in Seattle. Like I run, I jaywalked, I almost got hit, but it was good just because I was happy to be there, and I was ready to get him signed. Not only in the book right after Bob. So here's Wade, here's Bob, and this would be where Mark would have signed it if I had it. Unfortunately, as I came up to the escalators, I came to some bad news that the panel was indeed capped, and I'm like, I was just at the panel. I was there. And then I was told, and I was informed, and I was described the story of how the people were lining up before, like around 2 o'clock or so, and it was such a big line that people were pushed back to like some wings of the same floor, and it turns out that the same time that the line started, that the panel started at in the theater was the same time that the enforcers at the hotel allowed people in. So what ends up happening was there's people at the hotel for the signatures, and they've waited from 2:30 until 5:30. So they waited 3 hours. That was the same amount of time that I waited from the end of the panel until 7:30. So I was the unfortunate one where I chose to. I felt unfortunate because I went straight to the. I went my the path that I followed. I went from the convention center up the escalator through the PAX Center, and then I found out that I was at the theater. So I book it down, and I book it down 3rd Street, past 3rd, past 4th, past. Then I got to 3rd Street, turned left until I hit University, and then I was there. And I felt like that choosing to go to the panel caused me to miss the signing. And I was really upset too, because one of the missions that I had going to the panel, to the signing, was to get this signed, the tablet signed, so Wade and Mark would be signing right next to Bob, and that just didn't come true. And then even right now, I'm still upset. I shouldn't be upset, but I am. Like, I'm upset that I chose one path over the other, and I wish I didn't stay at the outside the autograph room, because as soon as I got there, I ended up waiting there anyways, along with the waiting list. And I really prayed that for somehow and some way they would have allowed us to move in if there was enough time to go through the signatures. And unfortunately, there was not enough time, and there was still like 20, 30 people that was like in line, and at 7:30 they were forced to leave. Mark, Wade, Jack, Bob was forced to leave. Bob had to go take his flight back to where he lived to go back to his law class in law. And I'm kicking myself in the sense that I made a drastic choice, and I chose from one thing over the other, and that caused me to not get the signature done, but I instead experienced something that I could have seen on YouTube or on Twitch or whatever. I could have seen it somewhere. I could have seen this panel somewhere else, but no, I went to the panel instead of going to the autograph. And I could have if I went to the autograph, I could have got it signed. I could have talked to him. I could have thanked him, and like, there's a lot of factors that I wish I could have done, because it would have produced a certain result. So as I'm beating up myself, and I was talking to my partner, she goes ahead and tells me to regurgitate what she told me, and I was just bummed out. She goes ahead and tells Tyler, "You did everything you could to try and see Mark. I'm sorry you're upset, but life doesn't always go the way you plan. You tried, and I'm happy you went to the panel. You were in the same room as Mark. That's awesome. Not a lot of people could say they've been in a room with Mark and have pictures of him. So, granted, 9 million people plus more can't be in the same room as him. So, please be happy." I start complaining. I start like whining, and then she goes on saying, "I was hopeful. You were hopeful. I know it's a bummer, and I'm sorry, but you have to be positive. Can I tell you something? I had a great time with you at PAX yesterday. We weren't planning on being there this year. We didn't plan on running around and looking for Mark for a third of the day, as I've said yesterday. And it reminds me now that the first year at a convention is usually not the best, just because you're trying to fit everything in just a day. But you know what? You figured out what to do next year, and this is just to really remind me that I should stop beating myself up, because again, life happens, life is strange, and I'm not going to get what I want. Like, I wanted to get all these things done because I set a goal for myself, and as a guy, I am entitled to keeping my word and like just doing it. But then that just changes when life says like, nope, something happened, I'm going to get in your way, and I'm salty. I'm salty about it. But again, this is just a little wake-up call that you don't get everything that you want, and in all honesty, I was really happy that I appreciate how I was able to go to PAX today, and I appreciated being in the same room as him. And even though I didn't get a chance to see Mark, I got a chance to experience PAX in a way that there was things happening around me while I was at line, so hopefully shake hands or talk or be with Mark and Jack and Wade and Bob. So the only good other thing that happened was, one, arriving home safely, because no car means at the bus. But also what's kind of like fun was that as I was Bob had to go back to his home to go to class tomorrow for law, and at the very least, like for me, I got the chance to ask, what was it, Mandy, to sign under Bob. So since they're husband and wife, so she was more than happy to do so. And if you can't tell that she signed it, I'm gonna put the link in the description for my Instagram account with the WTPHU, and it shows a clear picture of how they're gonna be together, whether in this life, the other life, or on my tablet. So I guess you can say I'm at a 45% completion with this day's adventure at PAX. I got a chance to experience people and just like how they were, and I can't wait for next year. Next year is going to be very fantastic, and I'm praying that I'll be more prepared. Like, I'll buy PAX tickets early, and I'll be doing whatever it takes to do it. So yeah, I'm praying that this will happen. So with anything else, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for buffering through my rant and me complaining about how I didn't see my senpai, and I wish he'd noticed me actually. So at some point, I'm pretty sure that Mark will get a chance to see this, if anything else. So go ahead and like the video, comment about my rant, and subscribe please on what I'm going to plan on doing next. So in the meantime, everyone else who gets to experience PAX on Monday, tomorrow, please enjoy it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.